Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Galactic Reviews, where we've just all finished watching the new Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I was astonished at just how good this movie was for a sequel. I really enjoyed it. I think I don't, I haven't played all of the Five Nights at Freddy games, but I know this lore pretty well, and I think they're doing a very good job trying to make this tie the games into this and not kind of just taking over and making it their own thing. I'm really enjoying these movies and I'm excited that this is kind of becoming a series instead of just a one-off movie. I'm excited to see where that's going to go. It's enjoyable to see that this movie's or this series is slowly evolving more into like a horror movie kind of or thriller, I suppose, than the first one was. I don't think anyone died really in the first one besides the children, of course.
No,
No,
there's
there
people in the
was
beginning.
in the beginning they had
Was
a whole
there?
bunch of
In the beginning, there was
sequences,
people who broke in and died.
and
That's
that's how we
right.
get
That's right.
introduced to the Five Nights
Okay.
at Freddy's stuff. I don't think anybody
Yeah,
dies
that's
after that, if I'm not.
yes. No, not after that. This movie, there's a lot. Well, not really a lot, but potentially a lot more death. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that this is becoming more of no longer trapped in a pizzeria, out in the world kind of franchise now. Um, a little confused at some points on how they're going to do things since they have obviously Abby and Mike, and they're not from the storyline of the Five Nights at Freddy's, but the rest of the family is, and characters are mostly. So having them tie into and kind of tying around this is sometimes confusing with specifically with shoot, I just went blank on the daughter's name.
Vanessa.
Vanessa, thank you. On exactly how she's going to come about, kind of with her ending, I suppose. So I'm kind of interested on how they're going to play that off, but still really excited for this series in the direction they're taking with it.
What would you rank it?
I don't even remember what I ranked the first movie. Fairly high, I would believe. So I'm gonna rank this one probably roughly the same of what I did the last one, probably an 8, 8.5 out of 10.
This is a meme series, I think. Very much
Oh,
okay,
100.
not as
Okay,
much
well,
as Minecraft. This series is I think is if it's a meme series. Like the Five Nights at Freddy games were it like the first one was pretty simple. The lore was not that deep, and then it definitely expanded and possibly over expanded as the material came out. But to me, it really doesn't benefit anything more than like YouTube video essays putting the stories together. Um, that given, these movies are a ton of fun. Five Nights at Freddy 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I was um, happily impressed with how they built off the first one. I like the actor choices. McKenna Grace, as far as short as her role was, it was quite good. I like that they upped how scary it was because that was a big complaint I had for the first one. It just, for a game that's a horror game, the first movie just did not feel scary in the slightest. This one had just, just more elements that were actually scary. The puppet uh, legitimately was freaky, but still staying within the realm of PG-13. Um, the references felt a little bit more tasteful and not just like, oh, Freddy. Um, it felt a little bit more kind of covert and like if you know the lore, you'll understand this.
mhm.
Um, I liked that. The only complaint I have is that I know it's setting up for a third movie, but it felt so rushed in how it did it. Everything
Yeah.
felt fine, just a decent um, adaptation of a children's horror game sequel. And then like the last 5 minutes, you were just like, huh? Because it
Well,
just happened so fast.
it's not
The
even just that. It shouldn't have happened the way it did. He had a music box, was told how to use the music box, and still closed the music box.
Yep. Um, it just felt so fast at the end. They had this big build up to being like, you're gonna die. All of these guys are now here and gonna kill you, and you're gonna die. And then within 30 seconds, it got fixed through the power of friendship. Um,
Hey, look, friendship in anime is on my side.
like I would have at least appreciated like 60 seconds more worth of combat just to be like,
Yeah.
instead of just like goodbye, boo, peekaboo, snap neck, like a little bit more, just a little bit more to make
I will
me
agree. However,
not think it was
the
goofy.
the Foxy Hook coming through the window and snagging them out, that's pretty good. I did
It
enjoy
was.
that.
It was. And just kind of the very how blatantly in my face it was of just get ready for the third film. With the
Yeah.
very last scene of the darkened doorway and getting possessed again. I was like, all right, there's no more subtle way you could have done this. You could have had 5 more minutes of
Oh, you didn't
like
see the end credit?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
the
just
possession of yeah.
just
No,
the
there
way the
was
film ended.
it was a post-credit scene.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yes, with the post credits with William Afton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry.
but just like the last 30 seconds, I feel like they could have had not even 2 minutes, just 60 seconds more of like a couple days later of just
It's
um
yeah, because the way it
Vanessa
ended with
just wallowing and being like, I can't believe I did this. How do I get Mike back? Showing like unanswered calls, and then getting possessed. It just the pacing of it felt
yeah.
so rushed. Like they were running out of time to film it, and I was like, man. Other than that, other than the last 5 minutes, I
Well, the
feel
only
like
other
this movie
yeah,
holds up a little bit better than the first one as an overall movie.
yeah. The
It was a
only
little bit
other
scarier.
complaint.
It had a little bit higher stakes, and it had better references that were not so like, yeah, I get it. I'm watching Five Nights at Freddy's. Um, so I'd probably give it a couple points higher than the first one. That being said, the movie is still goofy as all get out. It's an adaptation of essentially a children's horror game franchise. So if I don't remember what I gave the first one, but if I gave it like a 6, this one would be a 7. If I gave the second one a 7, this one would be like a 7.5. Just slightly better than the first.
Which I forgot. The only complaint I really did have was that we didn't really have much of Balloon Boy or anything really mentioned about him.
Yeah, that one was random. It was just there.
Yeah, he just existed and it was kind of disappointing. That and we saw what's the girl's name?
Which girl?
The one that you saw when she was in her dream and she went to her father's room and hid.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
The blonde?
Yes.
Yeah, the blonde's Vanessa. Yeah.
No, no, I'm talking about the puppet. I'm not the puppet, but the
Oh,
animatronic.
Charlotte?
baby.
Yes.
Circus baby, circus baby.
Yes. That was kind of an odd just hey look, I exist kind of
Mm,
introduction to that character.
Oh, I like that one because canonically that's how William's daughter dies.
I mean, yes, but I mean it just seemed kind of like a hey, you know, here I am kind of thing. I feel like
I,
it would have been better in the next instead of just showing up now.
yeah, no,
And
a
then
little out of
having
place
Balloon
location
Boy,
wise.
yeah, needed something with Balloon Boy as well to explain that, or just him in general, than him just existing. But those are my only real two kind of complaints with the introduction of characters. on new characters.
Hmm. All right. I kind of agree somewhat with both of you. This felt like a decent enough sequel, at least beginning wise. Kind of did well building off the building blocks that the first one kind of did. Yeah, no, just like you said, Andrew, last 10-ish minutes kind of just falls apart. Wish the animatronics would have had a more to do, at least in the coming back aspect in that last 10 minutes. That would have been that would have been good. That's kind of what they were priming for the whole movie. And then it just to be like that little 30
Just so
second
quick.
clip, just so quick. Was expecting something a little bit more epic and it wasn't there. The deaths were more spaced out in this film than they were in the last film, but I don't think I think it was relatively the same. I don't know, just a lot of this was underwhelming. It felt a lot like they kind of just went in the direction that the first one kind of left out, and then they had no idea where to go after that in order to get it to a third one. That's what it felt like throughout the like when it got to that point at towards the end where it's like this all feels like it's just jumbled together just to make it into a third film.
Yeah, no, this one towards the end, it definitely just felt like
So, and I also thought the sun
an
was a random
setup.
addition.
It was if you don't know the lore.
Okay, well,
It was a random addition to the movie. To the lore, I was like, it's him.
okay,
It's
well,
him.
you're
The
gonna have
chosen
to
one.
you're gonna have to send me lore videos because I have no idea about any of the lore, and
At
that
that
was
point,
just a
just look at Matt Pat's like videos of no,
There's too many.
there
There's
are
so
too
many.
many. But if you want to understand well, I
Just
won't
find
say
like an
everything,
hour
but
long video of that was made within the last year.
yeah, just watch a movie.
Because Matt Pat, this YouTuber, made a video for several videos for every single game as they came out.
That's
mhm.
fair. Just
So
make a
they were
synopsis.
constantly like getting updated as more info was getting released with the game. So
That's
don't watch
true.
any of his videos because you might
That's
get wrong
true.
information.
Okay.
Yep. No, William was building these robots and was uh sadistic and but
We
his
haven't seen
children
his
didn't know it
partner
and he
yet,
had
have we?
three children, an older boy, a younger boy, and a younger girl. And the older boy was an asshole and would torment his younger brother because his younger brother was afraid of the animatronics. And so one day, he kind of like took him as a bullying joke and put his head in the mouth of one of the animatronics and be like, "He's gonna get you, he's gonna get you." And the tears of his younger brother short-circuited the system and made the jaw snap shut, killing him. Um, and that traumatized essentially the older brother, Michael. And eventually got twisted. And when his dad got locked in the spring suit, he started carrying out his dad's work.
Hmm. Okay.
TLDR.
Hmm.
Okay. But then you mentioned that the daughter was supposed to be in this little animatronic
Yeah,
doll.
the circus. I mean, the big difference between the movies and the games is that his daughter got killed when she was a kid. Because what happened was that he could no longer operate within the pizzeria, because things happened and the pizzeria's closed. So he built this underground compound where he could build these new animatronics, and then he would rent them out for like parties. And the circus baby had a function where if a kid was all alone, it would the stomach would open up and it would hold out like a ice cream cone to lure the kid in, and then it would grab the kid so he could bring it back to his lair and keep experimenting. Um, because he noticed with the first batch that souls were getting trapped in the animatronics, and he was going to try to experiment that to figure out how to, live forever or something.
Yeah.
And so he was doing that, but his daughter got too close and she got taken and like died instantly because he was never able to like actually test it on a living thing to see whether or not they would be taken alive or not, and it just killed her instantly. And so her soul is trapped in Circus Baby, but obviously that's not how the movie's going.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we haven't met his partner, have we?
We did.
In the first movie, right?
No, the second movie.
We did in the second one?
Henry
No, we
Emily?
didn't. I mean,
Wasn't that
I
Charlotte's
suppose.
father?
Yeah, that was
Like
that was that was
it's
the
in the
puppet
after
girl's
Yes,
father.
that is true,
it's
but
in the
it's
credits. It's in the credits. They do have it in the credits. They have it
that is true.
dialogue list telling Mike like, "Hey, I was his partner. There's some things that you should know," and then it cuts off.
That is true.
That
It's
w-
just
that was
it's not
Henry Emily. Yeah.
s- okay, it's not specifically like kind of directed that
Yeah,
way.
it doesn't
Okay.
specifically name him if that's the aspect that
I
you're
was
looking
ex
for.
Yeah, okay.
Because in the game, that guy was like the genius behind the animatronics.
Okay.
He was the
Which
one
I
who
suppose
like
makes more
developed the
sense
technology for
since
it.
it was her best friend.
Yeah, that does
Um,
make sense.
Fun fact
that
though,
makes a little bit more
if you
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
if you have or haven't seen Scream, the dynamic duo that are the killers in Scream, is Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, which played Henry Emily. So they brought him back to be his partner again.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool. That's a cool thing.
Mhm.
I hope he
I
shows
will
up in the
admit,
next one.
yeah, I would expect him to probably. Um,
Well,
I was
considering
also
that his daughter will
expecting,
probably show up as well, so
true. I was also expecting one of the kids at the end to be killed
hmm.
by Springtrap.
Yeah, no, that would have yeah, I don't mm. They already kind of did that in the first one with Matthew Lillard's character. So
Yeah, but I mean, it would have fit Springtrap's character in showing that he's just back and better than ever.
yeah.
That is lore accurate.
For the one kid that the blonde kid, which isn't I don't think that guy's an animatronic that we've seen, except I think he's the golden Freddy. Because there were
At
five.
the end of the movie, the blonde
Yeah, the blonde
that
kid.
said he's
He's
we
holding them
can't
back.
hold him back. Okay,
Yeah, I think
then yeah.
he's the golden Freddy that we see for like one scene and one scene only in the first one that goes out that's outside the that goes
Yeah,
with
because when he
Abby.
showed up, I'm like, he's not Chica.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
like
no.
yeah, it was weird. Like they had four animatronics and then five kids.
One's the
So
cupcake.
no, one's not the cupcake, not that I saw. How would you fit a body into a cupcake? Like
No, that would make
Tiny,
sense.
tiny
That would make
pieces.
sense.
so and that's what I thought. So I don't know. I feel like the lore is just loosely placed in there. So and it's annoying for me, at least for me, somebody who has no idea about the lore,
That's
that
fair.
I can very much understand that.
stuff is just there and not very well explained a lot of times.
That is fair.
And that would help a lot more with this than
I mean, it was the same with I suppose you don't understand the mask that he was putting on while he was trying to hack the mainframe.
no, I got it. I assumed that was like part of the game and that was an homage to the game.
Yeah,
Where
That
there's a
was an
big
homage to
mechanic.
the second one. Yeah,
where he's like putting on a mask like so that way they don't see that it's actually a human and they think it's an animatronic. I figured that
yeah.
much out. And that really didn't need explaining, but like some of the stuff were like, oh, this is how she knew him, or like all this other stuff. Like we're just now getting told, oh yeah, there's another Fazbear location. Oh, there's apparently a chain. Um,
I mean, I will say that does mirror how it felt when the games came out.
yeah, no, I get it. It's just
Um,
this is not just um this is a movie based on a game franchise that has an extensive lore and you keep on piecemealing it out, which
That is
which
true.
I get it, which to some like the bigger like the people that know what's going on, it's probably very good for them, but for people that don't know and they're just seeing random stuff, it's like that's weird, that's interesting. No explanation is given. So
Yep.
like I'm pretty
That is
sure by the
fair.
time they do like FNAF 16, like this will all be well explained. You'll get all the lore and everything, but I mean, this is the second one. So,
Yep. If you want a lore video, there's definitely several like hour and a half
yeah.
videos made within the past year that like break it down as best as possible. If you just want to watch the games, Markiplier is a great playlist.
He
Well,
has played all of
All
them?
of them.
He
I
has? Okay.
I don't know, it's just weird with this one because the first one I didn't feel like it did that to me, whereas this one it's like, oh yeah, yeah, this and this and this. It's like, wait, you're not explaining
Yeah,
it and
this
it
one
doesn't
has a
add up
lot
to what the
more.
first one. Like all of a sudden she's got a brother, even though we don't see him at all.
That is true. That is true. But
The
I
games
do
aren't built like
agree
that.
that there needed to be like a few days before she got possessed or something to
Or
show like
something referencing a
she's
brother
in
or
like
even like a
m-
family
yeah,
photo.
she's like
Yeah,
mentally like struggling with trying to decide on what to do instead of just immediately getting possessed.
yeah,
Um
No, I agree.
there needed to be a little bit more after that.
I will say what happened with this series is that the first game came out. It did not have this kind of lore behind it,
No.
yeah.
and then got really popular. So the creator was motivated to
Think
stack
flesh everything
lore
out. Yeah,
and
yeah.
expand. So
Mhm.
the series is convoluted by nature with how it was made.
Okay. And that's
Because
But
it was
fine.
definitely
Just
just
but
kind
with
of
the
like
lore being there, then it's up to the adaptation to do it well.
yeah.
yes.
And I think they're working with the guy anyway, so I'm just
They are.
Yeah.
yeah, I just wish it was better done as far as lore wise, because like some of the stuff it's like it's piecemealing it out, and that's kind of I
Annoying.
understand that's trying to be like you remember that Geico commercial where it's like I got you $1. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it feels like. And to some people, I think in some areas, I think that would work as like getting people's attention. But to keep it, I don't think if they keep doing it this way, I don't think it's going to work. So,
Again, these aren't as cinema, as movies, like these are memes
yeah,
as
no,
far
I
as
get it.
movies go. But like,
And yet surprisingly, in my opinion, they're better than what like high-end box office films
oh,
are.
the, I mean, listen, so far better than a lot of the Mortal Kombat movies, better than the Dragon Ball movie. Um,
Hey, look,
this is as far
we
as
don't talk about those.
adaptation goes of not
Video games,
well built, yeah, video games and not super well built out lore,
I will
like
still stand by what I
pretty good.
say always.
Way better
Video
than
games
Minecraft movie.
do
Way better than
better than,
Minecraft movie.
yeah, video games do better as TV show adaptations instead of adaptations.
Mm.
I've
And
enjoyed
yeah.
most of their TV shows over their movies.
Anyway, yeah, thinking about the same as the first one. There's things that I think they did better building off those building blocks, but I think in some areas they just kind of dropped the ball, or it's just stuff I'm not gonna know fully until either later on or I go watch lore videos or something. But yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Ooh, which
Which I
you
think is
did
what I gave it last time. So
I think so. You did bring up a photo. While she was in her dream, there was a photo of two people in a picture and one person running away in the middle of the picture.
Yeah, but how am I supposed
But
to
it
see
doesn't,
that when I'm sipping on my
well,
Faz juice? I'm not
that's
focused on
fair.
that stuff.
That's fair. Um, I mean, they didn't zoom into the picture, so I couldn't, and it was only there for like a few seconds, so I couldn't even see who the picture was. All I could see was Matthew Lillard and two other people. One was the daughter
Yeah.
running away.
Oh, it's
So
two other people?
yes, it was
Ooh,
in the house. It was family picture.
Mm.
gotcha. I didn't catch that,
And
yeah.
she was running away while he was standing next to someone. And I'm not sure if that was the son or potentially his wife. Who knows? It was only there for a second, and I couldn't really tell that much.
I also figured that it was like his brother Gabriel was gonna come in at some point,
Yeah, yeah, the
and
younger brother that died, yeah.
yeah, and he didn't. So
Hey, there's still,
I
I'm
know there's
sure,
still like
a few more
17
movies.
more down the pipeline that they'll do.
This is going to be like the
Uh,
new Rocky series.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Galactic Reviews. Join us next week when we'll be watching the movie Marty Supreme, Timothy Chalamet movie. And for some people, that's all they need to hear.